This is Dr. Nagaraj KC, who is working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Acharya Institute of Technology. Today, I'm going to teach how to solve a cube problem on the software. The software which I have used for the demo purpose here is Solid Edge. The version is ST9. Okay. So first, let us read the problem. A cube. By looking at this figure, you can understand what is the shape of the cube. Like there's a top face, bottom face, lateral face, okay, these kind of things, and there are six faces. All six faces are square faces. You all know, you must be knowing about the cube. So this figure, you can visualize the line diagram also here. These are the isometric projection of the cube. So let us solve a solid problem here. A cube of 40 sides rest on edge. Edge is nothing but a side, you all know that, which is inclined to VP at an angle of 30. So resting edge is inclined to VP at an angle of 30. So data number 1. Draw the projections when the lateral square face containing the edge on which it rests makes an angle of 50 degrees to HP. So this is called as lateral. You can look at the cursor movement. This is called lateral. This is top face and one more bottom face. So there are four lateral square faces are there for a cube. So the lateral face, which is no, which includes the resting edge. Say suppose if you take this a red color one as a lateral face, this should be the resting. Similarly, if you take the green side as a lateral face, this should be the resting. So let's start the system work. So I'll open the system software portion. A cube of 40, same problem I have already copied and kept it ready. A cube of 40 sides rests on an edge which is inclined to VP at an angle of 30. Draw the projections when the lateral square face containing the edge on which it rests makes an angle of 50 degrees. So let's use the commands. I'll go to a line command, select the thickness of the line as a thicker one, say I'll take 0.7. So now I want a 40 sides, I'll construct the top view of a cube. So 40 enter 0, 40 enter 90, 40 enter 180. I'm just adding 90, 90, 90. Okay. So 40 enter 270. So the top view of a cube is ready. So to get a center, I'll just connect the opposite corners so that I'll get a center of the cube. This is how it looks. So as you all know, there is a top face. Look at the sketch. There is a top face. So this is A, B, C, D. Bottom face A1, B1, C1, D1. Similarly, wherever A is there, A1 should come. B is there, B1 come. So what I'm trying to tell is, so there are two faces for a cube. So top faces are named as A, B, C, D, and the bottom face is named as A1, B1, C1, D1. So let's start naming of this particular top view. So now I'll start from the right side because the right is a reference on which I'm holding for your information. I'm taking right as a reference. I can take left also and solve. Okay. So that is also possible. So I'll just write A, which is the top face point, and A1, which is hiding on the same point. Similarly, I'll go to B, B1. So B in the bracket B1. Right. So next C, C1. So this point is C. So this is C1. So next, there is a fourth point D in the bracket D1. Okay, similarly, there is an imaginary axis line O inside the bracket O1. So from the top center to the bottom center, we call it as an imaginary line, which is the axis. So go to smart dimension, click on the line and drag it and keep it at the particular distance. So now I'll just arrange these namings properly. I'll just push it up. Okay. So this also can be arranged in a neat, very near to that corner. Okay. Done. So now I'll start the front view side. So go to 0.13 for a construction line. Connect here to here. So connect here to here. So then the last point is here. First let me draw the base points. So base point is 0.7, which is a dark line. So I'll take. So this problem is very similar to our prism problem also. I'll just zoom it for you. So I'll go to zoom command. I'll zoom this area. Okay. So now the height is same as the side. You all know that it's a square, right? So 40 enter 90 degrees the height. So now use the alignment indicator, connect here to here, and there is an axis line. There is a provision to show the axis line. I'll just show it. I'm not saying axis is visible, but there is a provision to show. It's always an imaginary line. So now try to understand the naming now. So this point, if you look at this, observer is looking from this side. B1, A1 will come here, B and A will come here. So let me finish the top point first. B and A dash. I mean B dash as well as A dash. Open the bracket, A dash. So similarly here C dash in the bracket D dash. Done. So I'll just keep it away. So don't write any naming inside the solid. Okay. Just keep it away. So next, similarly we have one more point called as an axis. So O dash. Now similarly come to the bottom point B1 dash in the bracket A1 dash bottom points. Similarly here axis bottom point O1 dash. Now come here, this is a C1 dash in the bracket D1 dash. I'll just keep it at the particular place. I'll just arrange this here. Done. So all the naming done. Go to smart dimension. The height is same as the side. You all know that. So just show the side. First position is done. In the second position, what they're telling, draw the projection when the lateral square face containing the corner, I mean resting corner is inclined to HP at an angle of 50 degree. So B1, as I said earlier, this is the resting line. So B1 A1 or A1 B1 is a resting. So on this point, I need to rotate the solid at an angle of 50. So what I'll do is, I'll go to move option, switch on the copy command because I wanted to retain the original and copy like that. So now by holding a control button, one second, go to move. So select this, select the entire solid. So now click on this particular corner, very important, click here and drag it and leave it here at a comfortable place. Done. So then go to rotate. So rotate. So go to rotate option, select the solid again. This is the lateral square face containing the resting. So it is inclined at an angle of 50. So 50 enter 50. So what is the mistake? I did not switch off the copy command. So go to rotate again, switch off the copy, select the solid, then rotate at an angle of 50. So 50 enter 50. So it is done. So make sure that you have a place for a third position, comfortable place. If not, just push this solid little left, little bit left, because so that I'll get a place. So since we all know that the naming of the first position, naming of the second position both are same because the solid is same, the dimensions are also same. So I'll just copy the same naming from the first position and paste it to the second position. I'm just copying using copy command. Done. So now go to angle between. So click on this line or click on the axis line and show the angle. So it is at an angle of 50 degree. I'll show 50 here. Axis at an angle of 50. Now go to a line 0.13 is a projection line thickness. Let me connect the top point, then I'll go to bottom point. So I can use alignment indicator here. So be careful, you have to connect the top view to the top view, I mean top face to the top face, bottom face to the bottom face. You should be very careful. So let us finish the top face first so that you'll not get confused. I'll not connect all the face together. So I've taken only the top face, connect to the top face only. Connect to the top face. So just connect here also. This I need to change the type of a line. I'll make it done. So top face, go to text command, look at here, A and B both are in this line, A comes here, so this is A, this is B, done. So next this is C, then finally we have D. This is top face points. So come to the bottom face points, bottom face points are A1, B1, C1, D1, 4 points similar to your top face. So I've taken it. So now go to text again. So similarly right here A1, B1 say. So this is A1. So let me change the color for the bottom face. Later you can refer it. So this is A1. So this is B1. Okay. Similarly this is C1. This is D1. You all know how to connect that. Huh? So D1. So axis point have not taken now, right? Axis I'll take at the end. I'll tell you the reason. So now take a line. So go to a dark line 0.7 you take. First put the boundary dark. So I'll go to zoom command. I'll just zoom this only this portion. Say this is the complete solid which we have. First let me put the boundary as a dark line. So let me take a dark line. I'll put the boundary. This is the boundary. This is the boundary. Intersection symbol. Here the end point. So boundary is there. So to convey that boundary, clearly, I'll just increase the thickness of this. So 0.7 is enough for you. I wanted to convey to you all. That's why I've raised it. So first point, boundary is dark. It is done. Now you have to look at the solid and identify which should be the hidden point, which should be the visible points, those things. So what I'm trying to tell you is, see, assume that we don't have two lines here because we have not decided that as a dotted line or dark line, whatever, because we have done only the boundary. There are two lines left. One is A1, B1 as well as CD. So C and D, this line is very near to the observer, it will be visible line. So C and D, since it is very near to the observer, so it is a visible line. And the other way around, A1, B1 is away from the observer, since it is resting on that particular edge that is not visible, I will make it as dotted. Very simple concept, dot. Now axis line, as I said, I am not connected, give the last priority for the axis, because axis nowhere it is visible, it is only an imaginary line what we are imagining. So drop the line, so then I connect the center line to that. Connect the center line. So now go to trim option, trim this, trim this, trim this. Now axis portion I want. So what I'll do is, so I can either I can split this line at the end of this. It's not possible. Anyway, 1 second. I'll just go to trim, trim this, trim that center line also. It's not possible. Anyway, so go to a line. So now take the axis. So from here to here you mention is axis. Done. Let's say axis line. So once it is done, so go to text command. So right here it is O1 because the bottom point O1, the top point of axis is O. Done. Now look at the problem, what they are telling in the problem. A cube of 40 mm sides rests on edge on which is inclined to VP at 30 degree. So first let's take a 30 degree line. So 0.13 is the thickness of the line. So 30 degree I want. So I'll go to 30, give minus 30 because we are going down. So 30 degree I'll take. Done. So but axis line which you have selected earlier, it is showing anyway. So now resting edge should be inclined, they are telling. Resting edge is this dotted line, A1, B1. Look at here, this is the resting edge. So what I'll do is, I'll go to move option, switch on the copy command, I'll select the entire solid and copy from here and paste. I'll click on A point, see my cursor is exactly on A. I'll zoom this area now. So now bring that and place it here. Done. So solid is placed. So after placing that particular solid, go to rotate option, select this. So select the one end of rotation, the other end of rotation and paste here. Since it is touching XY line, I need to make some arrangement. It should not touch XY line. It should be below than the XY line. So what I'll do is, I'll just select the complete setup, right? So switch off the copy. I don't want to select Y. Anyway, it has come. That's fine. So there are two ways to do this. If it is possible to move this, only this solid little below, 1 second, I'll do that again. So if it is possible to move the solid little below, that also you can do. See, now it is not touching. So it is possible. So let me go by this method only. So now show the angle here, 30 degree, done. So now naming is same as I said, you can copy or you can type, it's up to you. So let me copy that, I don't want to type because I wanted to convey the message that, so these two solids are same as well as the naming is also same, since it is same, okay. So C point, then C1 is here, just copy paste here. So next D1, just click here, D1 will come, D point, D is here, A1 is a dotted line end point, done. So axis line I have taken, so either I can take the actual dimension or so approximately I'll take it as axis, it's not a problem. So technically talking, you need to take the dimension here and then take a axis, so better I'll do that. So what is the dimension here, how to take the axis? So while copying, I would have copied that center line also. What I'll do is, so I'll take a center point, connect to the center, right? So what is the dimension here? 1 second, I'll go to dimension now. So distance between this and this will be 15.32, distance between this and this, or else I could have copied that directly. So I will do one thing, I'll delete this for time being, let there be naming as it is, just delete, I will fit that solid, just a second.
go to move, switch on the copy. While choosing the solid or selecting the solid, select the axis also, so that it will save our time. So now bring that, place it anywhere here, because here only I will place. So now go to rotate. Now holding a control button you choose. So choose the every line of the prism or cube. So now actually I have to place the A point. I made a mistake. Just give me a second. I just press control that. Go to move, select. So maybe I've got to know what was the mistake made. So I should click on A1 point. So A1 is placed. So now go to rotate. Again, by holding a control button from your keyboard, you choose the solid along the axis. So now go to rotate. So rotate this on this line. Done. So naming here and there it happened. Anyway, I can fit that. So A point little near. A1 is here. Correct. B point is here. I'm just realigning that. C1 little below. C is exactly correct. B, then the B point. So now it is crossing the page. So what I should do is go to move, switch off the copy. Little left I wanted to take. Just left. Yes. Y point also came. I'll just do that. Done. So once it is done, I need to type O01. So O point is here, top point. So similarly O1 is here, O1 and right. Done. So give fit now. So I need to connect to the front view. While connecting to the front view, you should connect top face to top face. Very important. So I'll zoom this, only these two region. So connect A to A of the top. Done. Connect. Similarly, go to B. So connect the B. B is also on the same line. I just connect B. AB is done. I'll just change the line type here. So AB is done. So next go to CD. So I'm concentrating only on the top face. So go to C point. C point is the topmost point. Connect to C. And similarly D also on the same line. So same line I'll just connect. So ABCD is done. So what I'll do is I will name it first before I move on to the bottom points. Let me give the naming here. So this is my B point, so which is called as B dash now. It's a front view. So this is A dash. Similarly this is D dash. Okay, and this is C dash. C dash. Sorry, I have used one. I'll just do that. One second, I'll rename it again. So start from here. This is A dash. This is B dash. This is a C dash, and this one is D dash. Done. So A, B, C, D top points done. I'll go to bottom points now. So click on a point. So select the point thickness 0.13. So start from A1. A1 is here. A1 is on XY. I'll just leave it here. So if you are getting like this, zoom that particular area, then take a straight line, it will come. Okay. A1 is done. Give a fit command. Zoom if you wish now. So now go to a line again. Go to B1. B1 is here. End of this. So B1 is also on XY. So C1 is this point. C1 alignment indicator is coming. Connect. And finally we have D1. So for our understanding, what I'll do is all the bottom points. Actually, I have to make it red, but by mistake I've given red for the top point. I'll change the color now. Right, top points are made as black. So I will use the red color for the bottom points. Okay. So this is D1. So D1 dash. Right. So this is here it is A1 dash. A1 dash. Done. So C. So this is B1 dash. B1 dash. A1 B1 done. Only C1 left. C1 is here. C1 dash. So now I have not taken the axis. Axis I'll take later. First put the boundary line. So take a line. Let me take little darker line. So let me use some color or a blue color better. So I'll start from the bottom points. I'll put all the boundary point and connect with a continuous line. So boundary is done. So give it. So boundary should be always dark, as I said in the second position also. So once the boundary is dark, now think about the inside line. There are two lines. I'll zoom it for you. There are 2 points left out. So point number 1 is A, which is called as A dash, since it is a front view. So A dash point is here and C1 point is here. There are 2 points left out. So A dash belongs to the top face, C1 belongs to the bottom face. So now to decide now as, so A is here, C1 is here. Once the observer is looking from this position, this view, C1 is very near to the observer. So the moment I call C1 is very near, it is completely visible for me. So completely visible means all the line connected to C1 are visible. So there is a connection from D1 to C1. So C to C, I mean C1 to B1. Similarly, C to C dash. I mean C1 to C dash. C1 to C. It is done. Now what about A? A, since A is away from the observer, it is not visible. It is not visible. Or else you can apply one more concept called as two dark line will never cross. How to apply that concept is, see, from A to A1 there is a point. It should be dotted because it is crossing the line which has already been decided as a continuous line. Similarly, there is a connection from A1 to, I'm sorry, oh, A to B have to connect, correct. So A to B also, it is crossing the line which is C to C1, which is already decided as continuous. So third one is also continuous because of the star connection. If the two lines are dotted, the third should be dotted. Two lines are continuous, the third should be continuous. Use that concept. So A point is completely hidden now. So the moment I call some line as a hidden or some point is hidden, so I should keep that in a bracket. That bracket indicates it's a hidden. So I'll keep A dash in the bracket so that I wanted to convey the message that it's a hidden. So now for axis, so solid construction is done. So I'll give the last of reference for the axis. So axis O should be connected to O. I'm taking it at the last because axis no way visible, no way hidden. So it is just a imaginary line. So keep always the axis line as a very thin line. So now bottom point of axis I have to make. Now I'll connect now. So go to line. So bottom point of axis is here. It should be connected to here. If it is not matching, we just use that. Now use the zoom command. Trim all unwanted portion of that particular line. Unwanted, unwanted, unwanted. Now select these two lines. Then make it as a thin line or a construction line. Give it. So finally I need to show the axis line there. I'll zoom it for you. So zoom it. So take a line. So 0.13 or an axis line. So from here to here I'll just connect. But I need to name it. So I'll name it. So this is the top point O dash. Okay. And the bottom point O1 dash. Okay. So this is the final solution. So final solution for this particular problem. So same thing you have to do it on a paper also or a sketchbook also. Okay. Hope this problem is clear to all of you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you and I'll wind up the video. Thank you so much.